with Shedeur, a young guy who is eager to just be better and every day shows up with a great attitude. So, I'm very excited to work with those two.
Something is starting to shift in Cleveland, and if you watched Denzel Boston speak after rookie camp, you could feel it immediately. This did not sound like a rookie who came in just hoping to survive. This sounded like a young receiver who already understands the opportunity sitting right in front of him. And that is why this story is getting dangerous for the Browns wide receiver room, because Boston is not just talking like another developmental body, he is talking like a player who believes he can force his way onto the field fast. And once you connect that with Shedeur Sanders entering the picture, suddenly this becomes way bigger than a rookie receiver having a good couple of practices. This becomes a real conversation about whether Denzel Boston could become the kind of big target Shedeur needs, and whether Jerry Jeudy's role is as safe as people think.
I have not met with them at all. I got a follow from Shedeur, but I haven't met with Deshaun Watson or nothing like that, so definitely looking forward to it.
The Browns have been searching for a different type of weapon on offense for a long time. They have had speed, they have had route runners, they have had guys who can separate in space, but they have not had that big-bodied receiver who walks onto the field and immediately changes the geometry of the defense. That is why Boston stands out so quickly. He is not just tall for no reason, he plays with size. He talks about bully ball, he talks about blocking, he talks about being physically dominant. And when a rookie says that before the pads even come on, that matters, because he's already telling the coaching staff what kind of identity he wants to bring. He is not coming in trying to be cute, he is coming in trying to win through contact, win above the rim, and make life easier for his quarterback.
He can do a number of things, not just a blocking fullback. They can spread him out. He can catch the football. Very versatile. I think the more versatility you have in your position groups, I think you can keep those guys on the field and move them around as chess pieces. I think it's something we're looking forward to try and figure out where we can utilize him.
Here's the part nobody is talking about. Todd Monken already noticed the details that separate Boston from a regular big receiver. A lot of tall wideouts get labeled as jump ball guys, but that can sometimes be a lazy description. Coaches want to know if you can sink your hips, get in and out of breaks, and create timing in the route. And that is exactly what Todd pointed out. He praised Boston's catch radius, but he also noticed how quick his feet were, how well he moved off the line, and how smooth he looked getting out of breaks for someone with his length. That is a huge compliment, because if Boston is not just big but also sudden, then the Browns may have found a receiver who can play outside, move into the slot, win against press, and create problems all over the formation. Boston basically confirmed that this has been a major focus for him. He said he spent a lot of time learning how to sink his hips better and become more explosive in his routes, especially during the training process leading into the combine. That answer tells you he knows exactly what critics would question about his game. He knows people will say big receivers can be stiff, he knows people will wonder if he can separate at the next level, and instead of brushing it off, he attacked it directly. That is the kind of response coaches love, because it shows self-awareness. This is where young players usually make a mistake. They think their college strengths are enough. Boston does not sound like that. He sounds like a rookie who knows he has tools, but also knows those tools need sharpening.
Super excited, especially like Deshaun Watson, someone who I've watched for the past years, and then with Shedeur, a young guy who is eager to just be better and every day shows up with a great attitude. So, I'm very excited to work with those two.
And that is why the Shedeur Sanders angle becomes so interesting. Boston was asked about working with Shedeur and Deshaun Watson, and he did not hide his excitement. He talked about Watson as somebody he watched for years, but with Shedeur, he described a young quarterback who shows up every day with a great attitude and eager to get better. That matters because rookie chemistry often starts in the quiet moments before anyone else takes it seriously. A quarterback and receiver do not suddenly become dangerous on Sundays. It starts in rookie reps, timing routes, sideline conversations, and learning how each other sees the field. So when Boston says he's excited to work with Shedeur, that is not just a polite answer. That could be the beginning of a real connection. And let's be honest, Shedeur needs exactly this type of receiver. He needs someone with a huge catch radius who can erase mistakes and turn contested throws into completions. He needs someone who can be trusted on third down, in the red zone, and on those outside throws where the quarterback just has to put it where only his guy can get it. Boston even talked about how nice it feels to work with a tall quarterback who can see over the line and deliver the ball where it needs to be. That little comment says a lot. He understands how size can work both ways. A tall quarterback and a tall receiver can create windows that smaller combinations simply do not have. This is where it gets dangerous for Jerry Jeudy, because this is not really about one player being bad. It's about the Browns needing a different offensive personality. Jerry Jeudy is talented. Nobody should pretend he can't play. But if Boston comes in and gives Cleveland size, physicality, blocking, catch radius, and red zone dominance, the coaching staff has to look at the field differently. A receiver room is not built on names, it's built on roles. If Boston can fill a role the Browns have been missing, then his path to snaps becomes real fast. And if Shedeur starts developing trust with him early, that only makes the conversation louder, because quarterbacks naturally gravitate toward the receivers who make the game feel easier.
Oh, for sure. And, yeah, 100% I can see how it could be an explosive offense, especially I seen some explosiveness from them last year, and then adding us to is going to definitely bring it to a new level.
Denzel Boston was asked whether he can play in the slot despite his size, and his answer was one of the most important parts of the whole interview. He said he understands how to play through brackets, win outside against press coverage, and read coverages to find open space. That is not a small detail. If he can truly play inside and outside, he becomes a chess piece, and Todd Monken loves chess pieces. This offense wants players who can line up in different spots and force the defense to declare its intentions before the snap. If Boston is only an outside receiver, that is useful. But if he can move around, block, win inside, and still threaten vertically, that becomes a real problem for every defensive coordinator in the AFC North. The bully ball comment might be the biggest message Boston sent the entire offseason. Andrew Berry told him to keep that chip and bring that physical style to Cleveland, and Boston leaned fully into it. He said he feels physically dominant when he plays football, especially as a blocker. That is the kind of quote that gets coaches excited in a way fans sometimes miss. Fans love catches. Coaches love receivers who finish plays when the ball is not coming their way. Receivers who block stay on the field. They earn trust in the run game, the screen game, play action, and heavy formations. And once a rookie earns that trust, the playbook starts opening up fast. Here's the part nobody is talking about. Shedeur's best friend in Cleveland might not end up being the most famous receiver in the room. It might be the guy who gives him the biggest target, the cleanest catch window, and the strongest trust in traffic. Quarterbacks do not care about reputation when the ball is snapped. They care about who gets open, who finishes plays, and who fights for them when the throw is not perfect. If Boston keeps showing that, Shedeur is going to notice. And when Shedeur notices, the coaching staff notices too. That is how a rookie receiver goes from interesting camp body to we need packages for this guy faster than anybody expected. Boston also showed the right mentality when he talked about wanting the touchdown on the deep ball down the sideline, even though the flag gave the offense the ball near the goal line. He was not satisfied with a penalty. He wanted the score. That is receiver mentality. Big receivers have to think like that. You need to believe every throw in the air belongs to you, even when the defender is grabbing, leaning, and trying to force you out of bounds. That selfishness in the best possible way is exactly what Cleveland has been missing at the position for a long time. Here's where it gets dangerous. If Boston looks the same in pads as he does in shorts, the Browns are going to have a serious decision to make. You cannot keep size like that on the sideline if he is winning routes, blocking hard, and building real chemistry with your young quarterback. That's when the conversation stops being Boston looks good for a rookie and becomes Boston needs to play. And once that conversation starts inside the building, it does not stop until somebody makes a decision. So now Browns fans have to answer the real question. Is Denzel Boston just having a nice rookie camp, or are we watching the beginning of a real depth chart shakeup? Should Jerry Jeudy feel genuine pressure if Boston keeps making plays and building chemistry with Shedeur? Because from the way Boston talked, he is not here to wait quietly. He is not here to be a depth piece. He is here to take a job. And if Shedeur Sanders finds his new favorite target in the process, Cleveland's receiver room could look very different sooner than anybody expected. The bully ball is coming, and the Browns might be better for it.